Hi, and welcome to the Billionaire Journey podcast. On this episode, we're going to talk about leisure or enjoying yourself in a busy world. If this is the first time you're joining us, my name is Shola Matthew, and I am the host of the Billionaire Journey podcast, the podcast that helps you to move from zero-near to a billionaire. Basically, we share tips, tricks, and stories of how one can move from being zero-near to 1,000, 100-near to 1,000-near to a millionaire and to a billionaire. Whatever stage you are in the journey to becoming a billionaire, this podcast is for you. And you can also learn from a whole lot of people, like the lives of billionaires that we study and share on this podcast once in a while. Anyway, so today we want to look at the importance of making time for leisure and enjoyment in our busy lives. You see, it's very easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily life and lose sight of the things that bring us joy. But taking time, to do the things that we love is not only important for our happiness, it's actually essential for our overall well-being. It's not just leisure, it's actually important that we're able to balance things off so that we can live a sane life. One way to make time for leisure activities is actually to prioritize them in our schedule. This means setting aside specific blocks of time for activities that you enjoy, whether it's reading a book, going for a hike, or practicing a hobby. For example, this podcast is actually one of the ways by which I have leisure or I have enjoyment, because this is a passion that I have to empower people with the information that they need to move from where they are to where they want to be. So yours might be football, watch football. It might be time out with your family. It might be tennis or golf, whatever it is. It's important to make these activities a regular part of your routine to ensure that you make time for them consistently. Really, to be honest with you, it's very, very important. Another tip for finding time for leisure is to be mindful of how you spend your time. You see, it actually means that being conscious of the activities that take up your time and making sure that that they're actually necessary. You understand? For example, there are some things that you might be doing that might not be necessary, like spending too much time on social media platforms. Social media platforms, might not really be necessary for you, especially if you're not an influencer or someone whose job is to do social media platform. Even if that is your job, spending time on something like that could be really, really detrimental. All right. So by being mindful of how you spend your time, you can identify areas where you can cut back and make room for activities that bring you joy. All right. So maybe it's volunteering or just not doing anything. It could be one of the ways by which some people have leisure, right? Or enjoy themselves, or that brings them joy. You see, it's also important to let go of the guilt that often comes with taking time for yourself. Because it's natural to feel guilty for not being productive every minute of the day. But it's important to remember that taking time for leisure is not a waste of time. No, it's not. It's essential, like we said earlier, for your physical and mental health. So don't feel guilt that maybe you are not doing anything. Maybe you just sit down and you've already specified the times that you want to do something. Then you should also have time for leisure. This world is a busy place. So if you don't have time for leisure, you are denying yourself of your very self of being. Do you understand? So by making time for the things that you love, you can lead a happier, more well-rounded life. So don't be afraid to take a break and enjoy the things that bring you joy right now. In fact, I don't know what time you're listening to this podcast, but if it's around maybe time that you're not at work, or you are less busy, please do take time to enjoy yourself and don't feel guilty about it. All right, enjoy yourself. Make sure, because we don't have a lot of time. There are a lot of people that on their sick bed, maybe the time that they're about to die, that's when they begin to say, "I had known I would have enjoyed my time." Because to be honest with you, we don't have a lot of time to spend in this world. Hopefully, scientists can come up with something better that will keep us for a longer period of time. But personally, I believe our breath is in the hand of God. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of the Billionaire Journey podcast. Please join us next time for amazing tips and tricks as we journey to being a billionaire. Remember to subscribe to our newsletter by going to thebillionairejourney.com, thebillionairejourney.com, and we'll look forward to seeing you there. Thank you so much. Bye for now.